Hello and welcome to day 8 of my 31 Days of Horror. I'm Joey Hollywood, and the movie I watched today was 13 Ghosts, the original. Now, I've wanted to see this movie forever. When I was in middle school, a lot of people were talking about this movie, and they loved it. They were telling me all about it. And so I sought it out when I was in middle school, and I saw the remake, which I don't remember liking very much, just to find out that wasn't the movie they were talking about. They were talking about the original. So I've wanted to see this movie for years, and I'm glad that 31 Days of Horror has given me the opportunity, the excuse to seek out this movie and watch it. And I loved it. It's not like a terrifying horror fest, but it does have its moments. I would consider it to be inferior to The House on Haunted Hill, but that's just because that was one of the first horror movies I ever saw, so I might be a little biased. The movie has an interesting shift in tone. For the most part, it feels like an episode of Leave It to Beaver. A lot of the characters have a very morbid vernacular. And the story behind the ghost, how very little story there is very, very shocking. We never actually see any of the things they talk about. But they'll go back and say like, oh yeah, the person who lived here before you had their face and lips ripped off and their rib cage smashed in. And it's like this, happy movie up to that point. And you're like, oh, that's a little dark. Again, like most of these William Castle movies, the plot feels very Scooby-Doo. An eccentric millionaire gives his distant relatives who didn't even know he was alive a haunted house, and they have to live there, or else they won't be able to have his fortune. Little do they know that there are 13 ghosts residing in that house, and you can only see them if you're wearing these special goggles. And that's where the gimmick comes in for the movie. Whenever there's ghosts around, the screen will turn blue, and you have to hold up your viewfinder and look through either the red one if you do believe in ghosts, or the blue one if you don't believe in ghosts. And if you look through the blue one, you won't be able to see the ghosts because they're in red. And if you look through the red one, they'll be far more clear than if you don't have it at all. I had a blast watching this movie, and I recommend it. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'm Joey Hollywood, and I'll see you tomorrow in day 9 of my 31 Days of Horror.